Y'all, it's your girl Monét, and you're watching The Exchange Rate, the show where the tickets are always free, but the host is very extra. As my Instagram feed fills up with wayward individuals coming together to form the most interesting assortment of couples, I'm realizing that much like Hot Girl Summer, fall, or as the kids call it, Fautumn, is going to be as equally uneventful for me. What that has translated to is a vicious cycle of work, eat, and top model reruns. At first, I was bitter and sad, but reliving the iconicness that is Tyra Banks has been nothing short of every fucking thing I needed! Okay, now say it with me, because I know y'all know it. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you! Just as I thought, gay. We have a really fun show for y'all this week. Queer Eye's Karamo is up in the house, y'all. But first, let's get into the gig. Hit it! I don't know if y'all like this outfit. Right? It's really cute. Not the Wendy. Okay, first of all, can we acknowledge this amazing, beautiful new cup? It doesn't look like, I don't know if y'all can see the details. It says Monét right here, and it says Exchange, and it's from Donna, the bling bling lady from Detroit. Now, I was minding my own business up in, I'm not gonna say what neighborhood I live in, but uptown somewhere. And I got a message from one of the executive producers. He was like, there's a package here. I was like, a package? We opened the box, and Donna sent this cup all the way from Detroit because she had reached out to me via Instagram. But y'all know the DMs were crazy the past 2 weeks, so we weren't checking those. And she has a store called Luminescence Treasures on Facebook, Instagram, and she has an Etsy shop. And she sent this just because she's a loyal exchange rate watcher, and she wanted me to have a brand new cup. So it's very sweet of her. I mean, mine was very nice too, but I'm grateful for Donna's hard work. And she said she was gonna make one with like the exchange rate logo, but she couldn't find this. So what we gonna send her this so she can make one like this, and we gonna pay her for that one, okay? And if any of y'all have fan mail, anyone out there, if you wanna ever send us fan mail, we have the link is right here. The address is on screen. Send it here, and if it's nice, we'll talk about it. If it's ugly, No, I'm kidding. I really am very grateful for this. It's very sweet. And maybe we can give, the guests can have my old Raggedy Stone cup. We have a lot to talk about, but before we get into it, Jake Yante is back with another recap.
Who is gonna get exposed tonight?
This episode of Drag Race UK was one for the books because it was the famous girl group challenge, but with a UK twist. Now, I first want to say the teams were really good because at this point it's top 6. They're all gonna be good. The groups consisted of Crystal, Vivian, Cheryl, and Blue, Baga, and Davina, and bitch, Blue's group pulled it the fuck out. They killed it, bitch. And they're actually charting in the UK as the Frock Destroyers. Yes, I cannot make this shit up. Now, something that puzzled me with Blue's group is whenever they were recording, she said, oh yeah, we want to despunk them fucking balls. And the recording artist was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's the line you draw at Drag Race UK? That's the line? The Vivian kind of flopped with her group, which is bizarre because she's usually so fucking good at these types of challenges. And what's even crazier is that Something went home right before a singing challenge. She is so talented on the mic, she would have killed a verse. Also, Vivian was real shady with her group because they all had blonde hair, but Vivian had like this big fluffy pink hair. I was like, come through, first of all, she was probably like, oh no, just a quick wig change before I go out. And they're all like, wait, I thought we were all going as blondes. She's like, oh no, like my blonde hair isn't that good. I'm just gonna do a little quick change. Then she comes out looking like a Beyonce and a group of Michelles and Kellys. I was like, that was genius. But also, that's gonna pull the judges' eyes towards you. And unfortunately, their group was a little bit of a flop. So it was really hard to watch because like everyone was watching Vivian as the group was flopping. But in the end, Crystal was in the bottom, Vivian, so I was kind of gagged at that. She's doing really well throughout the entire competition, so I'm sure they didn't want to say goodbye to her just in case like her wig fell off or she tripped or something crazy. Now, there wasn't really any drama this episode, which kind of like left me a little bit like, what the fuck? However, it was a lot of like heart-to-heart sad moments, like sad boy hours, and like that's not really my thing. However, it was like really heartwarming to hear how being gay is in their different areas of the UK, and it's even harder to be LGBTQAI+ in Belfast, so it really helps you count your blessings and put things into perspective for sure. But at the end of the day, Crystal and Vivian lip-synced, and Crystal did end up going home. Anyway, thank you all so much for having me, and back to you, Monet.
Thank you, Jake. Listen, thank God Jake is doing the show because I literally would not be able to keep up with Drag Race. I don't know what station it airs on. I don't know what time. So Jake Yonce is my relief so that I can stay current on Twitter, you know? So thank you, Jake. So, you know, this summer, again, I live my summer, and one of the most popular things of our summer was Hot Girl Summer, right? We all know Hot Girl Summer? Yeah. See, now I didn't know that it was just a phrase that became a song. I thought that the song came first and that the phrase came after, but no, Megan Thee Stallion is the singer of Hot Girl Summer. She had this iconic phrase, Hot Girl Summer, and she made a song out of it. To be fair, she thought that Hot Girl Summer would be her Cardi B's Bodak Yellow, you know what I mean? Because you know, y'all remember, was that last summer? No, 2 summers ago. 2 summers ago, Bodak Yellow took over the world, okay? Being up in the club at 3 a.m. with all the drunk gays, honey, and then you know that part comes, quick, cut that off, you know what I'm saying? Everybody dance for. So it's kind of like her Bodak Yellow, but she's in the news for other reasons. So she recently did this Vogue interview. And she, like, you know, she credited the hair person, the outfit person, the nails, the blah, 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 blah. And when it came down to the makeup, she claimed that it was all done by her, but her makeup artist was like, bitch, really? That's not the tea. So her claim is that one day her grandma just bought me hella eyeshadow, and then she just like, she became good at makeup. So when this Vogue artist, when this article came out, the makeup artist came out and said, no, that's not true, I did your makeup. And she was like, no you didn't, you just helped me, you did some colors, but I came in and I finished it all. First of all, what multi-million-dollar artist is hiring a makeup artist to do 50% of the job? You know what I mean? If you're hiring a makeup artist, they're doing it from start to finish. So the makeup artist was like, no, that's not how it went. I did your whole face, and you just added the powder and filled in your eyebrows like you always do. So then he went on to repost the video and like spilling all the tea about how he's been doing her makeup. She never credits him. It's shady. And I want to talk about this story because that is like a trend. Like I've seen a lot. Lots of artists are making people sign NDAs and stuff like that so that they can't speak out about like their work they've done with the artist, so that the artist can claim to have done everything on their own. And I think that is super shady, and it's just not right. Like artists, all art deserves to be, and yes, they're paying them, but even taking credit for someone else's work is fucking shady, all right? Like this hardworking artist who she maybe paid what, 200, 150 bucks to do this job is not even getting the credit of doing it so that he can maybe further his career and do Beyonce's makeup, do maybe Kim Kardashian, maybe Monét X Change will let him do her makeup, you know what I mean? So like, I think it's really shady. So her team even went as far to send him a cease and desist, like, you can't talk about this, you signed an NDA, and if you do, we're gonna sue your ass. So I don't know if I'm gonna get sued or if I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but can we post his social media on here? Okay, no, we can't do that, but I'm gonna post it on my Twitter because I think that this artist deserves to be recognized. He's a really hardworking makeup artist working for this queen, and he should get his just due, right? Yeah. Megan, shame on you. I'm like so bothered with that. But that's also like a big trend that they talk about with queens, like queens. It's a little, like you go on lots of drag queens Instagram, they post a picture and it's like, hair by this, makeup by this, da 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 da. And And it's been a hot topic with queens because it's like once you pay the artist, lots of queens feel like I don't need to post who did everything because I paid for it. So me posting who did it is like an extra ice, like the little icing on top. I feel differently. If anyone makes me anything, like I will put the first picture of the outfit and the look I post, I'll put everything. Everything else after that, bitch, I'll do whatever I want, okay? But you got it at the beginning, you got like your royalties at the beginning, and let me do with the rest. If you give me a discount in the future, then maybe you might get it on every post. But Megan is like excluding him from everything. She's like, no, I did it myself, you just helped me finish. So I'm gonna post his stuff on my Twitter so he gets a little recognition, because he deserves it. Thank you, my dears. Now, you know, I have, again, like I said last week, I just saw Hustlers, a movie, and in the previews, that new movie that's coming out, Slim, Queen and Slim, I think India Moore is in it, and you know she's playing a role like she's not just playing like a trans role. She's just playing she's playing a woman. I'm sorry, they are playing a woman. Her pronouns are they them. They are playing a woman in this next role, and this is close to this next story because this is an ongoing thing that we kind of talk about in pop culture and in movie, TV, and film all the time, is that hiring trans actors to play trans roles and other roles. Like trans actors should not only be hired to play trans roles, right? Clap if you agree with that, yeah? So the UK Actors Equity is starting this platform where they want to hire performers for non-trans roles because they're saying that it is invisible diversity is just as powerful. Being hired for being the best and not just ticking a box means we will have arrived. For example, Little Mermaid, Black Ariel, everyone, Hollywood was upset. We're like, why is Ariel black? She's been white all this time. And it's like, no, because white people have an abundance of roles to pick from, okay? You could toss a rock and find any role that white people can play, but for other races, Black, Asian, Latin, whatever, the options aren't as plentiful. So giving trans roles to a cis actor takes away opportunities from trans actors. So I think that trans actors should play everything, cis roles, trans roles, everything. And we maybe have 5 trans roles a year, so why put a cisgender person in that role where you are afraid to even cast trans people in those roles? So that's why it's not the same argument. But like, well, if trans people can play straight roles, why can't straight people play trans roles? Because there are way less opportunities for trans actors and actresses to play those roles. So the Actors Equity in the UK, they're really fighting for that. So I think there's a petition online. I saw it somewhere earlier. If I find it, I'll post a link and just sign a petition, and maybe it will get really far, and it will be like a law or rule in the Actors Equity in the UK, and we can further diversity in the UK. Amen? Yeah. I cannot tell you how many weddings I've been invited to, because now I'm on the cusp of 30. I'm being invited to all these weddings, and you know, that's scary, girl, because here I am with my pizza at 1 a.m., you know? Getting invited to all these weddings, but this particular wedding is making a very big splash because I want to read it to y'all. After much reflection and tear-filled conversation with our closest family and friends, we have decided to cancel our upcoming winter wedding. We will further notify this group when we are in a better place to reschedule. So this woman canceled her wedding on Facebook for all of her guests after everyone donated her all this money. She made up to $30,000 in wedding gifts and donations, and she's like, JK, we're not doing the wedding. Thank you for all of your gifts. They said that they're gonna reschedule it, but I think it's a little shady. And so then all of her guests were like sending her all these messages like, absolutely not. What was the reason? They're like, what are you doing? So all of her guests, look, these are all the comments. Everyone's like, are you fucking kidding me? You are crazy. Someone donated $12,000 to her wedding. Can they be my friend? You know what I'm saying? $12,000 to a wedding. That is crazy. So all these people are really upset because they were tight. They were happy for their nuptials and gonna attend the wedding, and now they're canceling. So actually, after she got all these messages, she like went into like a spiral and she had a nervous breakdown. And now she has all these medical bills, and girl. So shit white people be doing. You know what I'm saying? So she had all these medical bills, and she's saying that it's gonna come out of the fund for her $30,000. But she's like, no, you guys should give me the money for my medical bills because you caused this to happen. It is, this story cannot be real. Can we all agree? This has to be fake. Like, there's no way this can be, all the names are blocked out, so we can't like go on the Google machine and research. So we don't know what's really going on. But yeah, so if this is really real, I can't fathom a reality where this can actually be real. If it is work, that is actually really smart, and she's fierce. Because but I mean, girl, no one's gonna pay for your $2,000 in medical bills. You have $30,000 of our money, which she's not going to send back, and she wants her family to pay for these and also send her spa treatments to help her feel better. I know, it's crazy, girl, but kudos to her. This is not her, by the way. Do not look for this girl. This is not her. If you see this person on the 2 train, this is not her, okay? This is not her, just be alarmed. This is just a random Google image we found that was free, that we're using, okay? But yeah, so, would you be upset if someone canceled a wedding that you sent the money for already? But also, who's sending money in advance? You know what I mean? You send money, you do money when you get there. Like, you give them your little envelope with your little $100 in it. Or me, I go on the guest list and find the cheapest item possible. Like, oh, you wanted a Stanley Steamer Google Plus machine? Here's this fork, all right? You know what I mean? That's the kind of wedding guest I am. So, yeah, so this is very strange, but hopefully Godzilla and I could have our wedding. And it makes sense. Speaking of Godzilla, last week was our lovely Halloween episode, and believe it or not, Lady Bunny wasn't the only monster who stopped by. Check it out. Please welcome the immortal monster, Godzilla! Thank you so much for coming. How are you feeling, boo? That's great. I am so glad. So you just celebrated your 65th anniversary of your very first film. Girl, you got a longer career than Madonna, okay? How did you celebrate? My God, that is wild. Godzilla, you are crazy. And you also have a new DVD box set. New artwork and the movie marathon. Girl, you better work. So you seem like the busiest monster in the biz, hands down. Does that leave any room for a love life? Aww, I can relate, bitch. But that's okay. You know, there's an app for that. Come on. Goddamn, 169 miles away, girl. That's pretty close for you. Ooh, King Ghidorah. 10,392 miles away. That's a little too much, right? King Kong. Netflix are less than bananas. Bananas are better than wine. Bananas are better than the gym. Oh, what a cute message. An evening with me sounds appealing. You know? Okay. Mothra. I know her. She lives in the Bronx. Mothra. Yeah. No. Rodan. Oh, look at that. Rodan has very nice skin. That's a very nice shape. No. Oh, Godzilla, 0.0 miles away. Scream. Well, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell? You know the rest. Looks like there's one more. Who is that, Godzilla? Oh, Godzilla. He's the heart of the Fab Five, a father, an author, an activist, and he just added dancer to the list. Put your hands together for Karamo! Karamo! Hey, boo. How are you?
I'm good. Not as good as you. You just fell in love with Godzilla.
I mean, I've been dating monsters for all my life, but I never thought I would marry one, you know? You look very cute. I love this with this sweater, Black Nation.
Thank you.
I would ask where it's from, but I probably can't afford it, so we're gonna skip that question. Are you enjoying this lovely New York City fall weather?
I am not. I'm ready to get back to LA. No shade to New Yorkers. I love New Yorkers, but this weather is a mess.
No, we love that this is the good weather. This way you can wear a nice coat, a nice scarf, live your urban outfitter's fantasy. You know what I'm saying?
I'd rather be by the pool in shorts and flip-flops. Yeah.
And so wait, so when you did Real World Philadelphia, were you living in Philadelphia at the time?
No, I was living in Los Angeles.
In Los
I'd already finished
Angeles.
college and was living out there.
See, now that's how Real World got me. I thought that when you auditioned for a season, that's the place you was living at.
Oh, no.
No, so you were never an East Coaster ever.
Never.
Always a LA
ever.
boy.
Yeah. But now all of a sudden I'm in the East Coast every other week. I'm here for press all the time, and we just finished a new season of Queer Eye in Philly again.
In Philly.
Yeah, so which I'm excited for people to see that.
Almost a full circle moment.
Very full circle. I hadn't been back since I left. And like when I left, I was 23, a train wreck, a mess, on drugs, wasn't a father, came back sober, living my best life, a coin in my pocket with a son, 2 sons, you know, it was just a good life.
I mean, but you made reality TV history as being the first openly gay black man in reality TV history, okay? So that is, you know. And also, not to mention, it was a time back then where, like, literally your entire career would be at stake if anyone, I mean, it wasn't the 1960s, yeah, but I'm saying.
No, but you're right. There was a fear, especially for people of color who were part of the LGBT community, because we weren't getting those opportunities yet. It was like really a white boy's game.
Yeah.
And then it turned into maybe a little bit of a white girl's game. And then we started creeping in. And we started saying like, no, our families, the industry is gonna accept us. And so, you know, but even before me, there was Ru. And so I always am like, they gave me that title of being the first because Ru wasn't on reality television.
Right,
but I'm like, Ru was the first.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
he was the first.
let's be real.
Mama Ru.
Yes.
Which, when are they gonna have you as a guest on Drag Race?
I don't know. I would love to because I'm a super fan.
No, see, now a lot of celebrities say that.
Girl, don't play with me.
And
I slid into your DM.
You did.
I slid into your
Not
DM.
like that. He married. Everybody calm down. You did. But I'm just saying.
Yes.
But he is one of the celebrities that actually really does watch Drag Race. I'm like, I'm not gonna say no names, but Squiggly Bubble. No. Squiggly Bubble Pants from 3090 Rock from the Sun's, whatever. They're like, what's your favorite scene in the Drag Race? The one where the drag queen won. I'm like, okay, so you don't watch the show. You know what I'm saying? But you actually watch the show.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, if I say, who was Miss Congeniality season 4?
Oh, girl, I'm not gonna remember that. Like, that's like, I'm not gonna remember a person who won season 4. Tell me who's on the cast, and I probably can remember.
That is Fifi O'Hara, Chad Michaels. That was Latrice Royale.
Oh, Chad Michaels won, and Latrice Royale
Yeah,
won.
Latrice Royale. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
So,
all
yeah.
right.
Once you give me the, you know, I'll get it. I wasn't just gonna be on top of my head with it. Yes.
And
you won Miss Congeniality.
I did.
And you won your crown.
I did.
You should not have been a tie. But I get it. They didn't want 2 black girls to win twice in a row.
Hey. I agree. And now this new season. Wait, oh no. So, I don't know if y'all know this. One of my favorite guilty pleasures to do, well, one of my reality TV heroes is New York Tiffany Pollard, okay?
Mine too.
So, and y'all had a show together called The Next 15. And if you, okay, again, do not exit this window. Just pause and click the next tab and go to YouTube, type in Next 15 Karamo Brown Tiffany Pollard. Y'all did a show together. She was insane. And if you watch the best of the show, it's just Karamo being like, this girl is wild for the night. But you, again, you're always so poised and you were really great in that show.
Well, this is the thing. They gave us this opportunity because I literally got off of reality television, went back to working in social services, and was like trying to make my way back in. And so when the show came up, they were like, this is your opportunity. We're gonna show the world what you're planning on doing with your next 15 minutes of fame.
Right.
Like, so if you wanna be a television host, we're gonna show them in that. And so I came in a serious mindset, not in a reality television mindset.
Yeah.
Tiffany New York Pollard came to give a show. And
a show she did give,
a
girl.
show she gave. But so we were on 2 different mindsets. So after the show was done, I was like, girl, you know I live for you. But I was like, 3 weeks ago, girl, you was messing with my coin. And so, like, it was a good time. I could never do a show ever again with her,
Like
but I
that.
watch her on everything she's ever on.
Oh, I just did her Breakfast with Tiffany show, which is so fun.
And she's amazing. She was on Botch.
She was on
You
Botch.
saw her new titties?
Oh, her new titties
They look
are
good.
amazing.
Yeah, they look good.
These are new. I got them on Amazon Prime today.
Hold on. Baby, that's not your best asset, because when I just saw you backstage, yo butt, baby.
Well, I just got a trainer, you know, because now I won $100,000. I got a trainer.
Good job.
It's on a bit of a discount, but you know, it's working. And squats are like my favorite thing because like I'm like I need to accentuate my best feature so that I can find a man like you do because you have a are y'all married?
No, we're engaged. We get married next year.
Okay, am I invited to the wedding?
Yes.
Now
Yes.
don't say yes and then because Teresa Caputo invited me to the show. I
Who
get no
slid
tickets
into
yet.
whose DM? Who slid into whose DM?
I feel like this wedding is going to be star-studded. It's going to be the craziest. I mean, you have so many people who love and adore you. It's going to be a really like a moment.
You know, it's funny because now we're doing, the guest list keeps growing and growing. And like, there are like now all these celebrity friends that come about that you're like, oh, I guess they have to be there and they have to be there. I don't know who's gonna be there, but you can be there for sure.
Good.
You know what I mean? Yes.
I might even do a little number.
Yes! Okay, the fiance said yes. He said yes. Yes.
And then now you on Queer Eye. Okay, so I watched the original Queer Eye, no shade to Carson and all of them, but it was,
Lack of color?
you know, it was no color. It needed a little, Sasson.
Sasson. Okay, Sasson.
A little Sasson in it. But now it is so good. And it's just, I mean, every episode takes you on a fucking emotional roller. Like the whole thing, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So like.
Whatever happened to her?
I don't know.
Yeah.
She needs to come back. Who was that again?
Vivian Green.
Vivian Green, yeah, her. She need to come back. See, I forgot.
Yeah.
So, but how did the Queer Eye journey start? How did that?
Ironically, my Queer Eye journey started because of Carson. I was hosting a show for MTV, and I was in bed after coming home watching Watch What Happens Live, and Carson was on, and they said they're rebooting the show.
God.
And I literally the next morning, I woke up my fiance, and I was like, baby, they got the new Queer Eye, I gotta be on it. And he was like, go to sleep. And I was like, no. And I stayed up all night watching old clips. And watching the clips, I was like, no one's talking about like what's going on in the inside. It's all exterior. And so the next day I was like, y'all gotta get me an audition.
Word.
My agent said, they're done auditioning, so sorry you missed the boat. And I had a hiss and a fit and said, I'm not taking no for an answer.
Word.
You're gonna get me in there. This is a true story. And then literally they said, we got you to speak with someone who said they'll give you 20 minutes on Skype. And if you do well, they'll slide you in the final casting with the last 30 people that they have.
Damn.
And I turned
You
that
see,
Skype.
see y'all? It makes some fucking, listen. I'm telling you, like that, people think that like Hollywood is like, yeah, there is like a secret level of, you know, of something, but a lot of it is making your own opportunity.
Making your own
not
opportunity.
saying no.
Yeah,
You know
not
what
being
I mean?
afraid of no. Because that's a lot of things that gets people. We hear a no and we think that's the brick wall that's stopping us. And I don't think no's are brick walls.
Yeah.
They're slingshots that only propel me back and I just soar.
Yes.
And so literally, I got in there, got the audition in. When I got to the casting, everybody had been in there for almost maybe 6 months to a year of doing the casting process.
And you snuck in like,
Yeah, and then when I got in there, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated because
course.
everyone was, who in my category, owned art galleries. They were all these very rich and wealthy white men who had like, I did this play on Broadway and all these things. And I was like, well, I'm just coming in here in my little social services degree, like trying to help your emotion and heart. And you know, nobody else in there was talking about that. So I was like, either they're gonna go with what they're used to, or they're gonna try something new. And
and now here we are, 3 seasons later now.
Five.
Oh,
5.5.
5.5 seasons?
Yes.
Well, here's the thing, because I watched them all. I would literally watch a whole season in
Well, that's what
maybe
happens with
18
Netflix.
hours.
Yeah.
So like, I have it, yeah.
So the season 5 has come out. We've done 4 that's come out, and then Japan just came out, which is sort of a half season.
Which, Queer Eye in Japan, okay, now, episode 2, bitch, tears. Tears. I'm there with my medium-sized thin crust Domino's pizza, watching this like, oh my God, this is crazy. How do they find the people for these stories? Like, are people like sending in letters? Like, what?
No, so we have an amazing casting department, and this is the secret. So the Fab Five and us, we have nothing to do with the casting. Yeah. But if you do get cast, it is a blessing because you get hundreds and thousands of free stuff, dollars worth of free stuff. But people call in or write in to our casting department saying, I want the free stuff.
Got it.
And we're never looking for that. We're looking for people who want real emotional change.
Yeah, actually.
And so if you call and say, you know what, my mother passed a while ago, and I just have not been able to heal, and it stopped me in my career, dating, my fashion, you're more likely to go through versus my house is dirty or my husband need a makeover. It will never, you'll never get cast that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, people write in.
And it speaks to the character of the show because, I mean, it makes no sense if you have watched Queer Eye and you've had an emotional experience watching the show. You know what I mean? Like, y'all are really doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and going straight from Queer Eye to motherfucking Dancing with the Stars, which I'm so jealous. I would love to be on Dancing with the Stars, but I know it's a lot of fucking hard work.
Hold on, listen, I will put you in contact with who, because you should be on the show.
Can you imagine, girl? Patabu Ray.
Yes, I can imagine.
You know?
I'm not joking. Do we need to make the connect?
Yeah, let's do it.
Connect.
Let's do it. I want to get Dance with the Stars.
All right.
How was your experience? I know, obviously, spoiler alert, if you're not caught up, you know, you are no longer on Dance with the Stars.
I'm not.
But
he's not upset. He has a book, new seasons of a show. Okay, let me tell you, he's still winning in life. So
how was your experience on the show?
It was exhausting. I mean, literally, they make you rehearse for 6 days a week. And you rehearse for about 4 to 5 hours per day. On top of that, I was still working.
Never mind. Don't accept my little.
Well, the corn is cute. Okay? Okay?
Yeah.
The connection.
But 6 hours a day you're dancing?
6 hours a day. 6 hours a day.
So it's okay.
Because you have to learn the actual technical dance of something. So like, I did paso doble, and honest with you, I did not know what paso doble was.
Same.
Okay? Until I got on there, and then I'm like, oh.
I mean, that sounds like an entree. Okay. I don't like the paso doble. Hold the green onions, please. You know? Paso doble, okay.
And so that's why it takes so long, because you're really trying to learn
like the craft of dance.
Yeah,
not
the craft
just
of
like. And so when Wendy Williams famously did Dance with the Stars, and she went home to episode 2, and like if you watch, I'm a big Wendy watcher.
Me
fan.
too.
And she goes on about how like they were trying to put her in like a specific storyline, and she like had to like gathered with the producers together. Like, no, I'm not angry black woman. But you had an authentic experience, and you feel like they were, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't have that. Like, because I watched Wendy too, and I remember her saying that.
Yeah.
But I also remember Wendy saying she went on that show because she needed to introduce herself to a wider audience with her having a daytime talk show. And that was a similar reason why I went on there. I needed to introduce myself to Middle America who looks at someone like me or you and says, I can't relate.
Yeah.
And actually, when you hear us and talk to us, you realize we have the same struggles, same dreams, same fears, same hopes as everyone else. And that's why it was important for me to go on there. Like, my audience has expanded, where I have these like 80-year-old women coming up to me and saying, oh my gosh, you're such an amazing father. Thank you for the work you do. And I'm like, a month ago, you didn't know who I was, and now you're into my journey because of this. But no, they didn't craft anything shady for me. I loved every moment of it.
Well, and people also took you to task because the whole thing about Sean Spicer and saying that he was a good guy, and they took you to task for that. And similarly, I recently went on a journey. I brought on a cake from Megan McCain, girl. I became Donald Trump 2.0.
Oh, I saw.
And
I had to cuss people out on your behalf.
Thank you.
Yes.
And Nina West making the girl an honorary Rue girl. I'm like, girl, don't say that. That's
okay.
not what that. Nina was a rogue agent, so anyway. So explain to us the whole Sean Spicer thing, because like people were angry. They were like,
angry.
Karamo is done. He's canceled.
They were canceled. I was like, girl, what? Like, so literally, I met Sean Spicer on Good Morning America for 4 minutes. Did not agree with him politically and wanted to meet him to have a conversation to let him know about the things he said and how it hurt me as a man of color, as a gay man, how it hurt my community. And in that conversation, he said some nice things, and when I got on the carpet, I was like, yeah, we're gonna have a respectful conversation later, but he was a nice guy. They took that clip of a nice guy, and all of a sudden we were best friends. I was a Republican. I was supporting Trump.
Girl.
I was like, girl.
Wow, that's what I'm saying.
I was like, what is going on? And what really hurt the most is that the community that I support and I fight for all of a sudden had turned their back on me. And, you know, I'm not gonna ever say any names, just like how you wouldn't say no names earlier, but there was one particular person who was one of these like power gays who was on a mission to destroy my career. And luckily, you know, there was no dirt to be dug up, so nothing happened, but it was like just because I was cordial to somebody. And I knew that I needed to do that. And while we were on the show, I literally introduced him to my family, my trans friends. I'm introducing him to all the people that he, when in office, were talking about, and not in office, was working with the Trump administration, and was like, when you talk about damning these people, these are the people you're talking about.
These are them.
These are them.
You're putting faces to who he's
exactly. And so like literally he would come in there. My son is here. Hey son.
Yes, your son is here.
Okay, but literally, Jason, what I think is great, and Jason from a younger perspective could tell you, is that he was like, I don't know about LGBT parents adopting. You know, that's one of the stances this administration takes. And I'm like, well, here's my son and my other son who's adopted, and you're hugging them every week and saying what a great family we are. Do you tell me right now you want to say to my sons that they shouldn't be in my house? And he was like, never.
See?
So I'm not trying to say that I'm changing the world, but it's enough for him to realize when you talk to your constituents, let them know you can't make these blanket statements because it hurts real people. And that was all, you know, I was trying to do. And
I
you
love
know.
that, y'all. See, that's what I'm talking about. So people don't understand, it's just being able to have a seat to have the conversation. I mean, like that's where it all starts. And I mean, and people like Elijah Cummings and people like Martin Luther King were people who were very, just let us talk.
Just let us talk.
Just let us show you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that was your mission on
there. You know, it worked out. And you know, like I had to get off social media because they did start giving my children death threats.
Gag.
I know.
People are so quick to rush to the death threats. And then when you clap back, because you know, I'm the clap back queen, okay?
Yes.
I would go off, and they were like, literally like a 3-page dissertation on why I'm a piece of shit. And then this is how you sting them. I just reply, fuck off. Okay. They're like, Monét! Okay. Monét! What more? I'm like, anyway, but they're quick to rush to death threats and it is so crazy.
Yes.
It's people from the same community who are coming at you. Or what I find a lot is cisgendered, straight white dudes are like, you can't do that. I'm like, you don't talk.
You don't talk at all. Don't say anything. Yeah. In this case, for me, it really was hard because it was majority gay people who were attacking me.
Damn.
And I was like, it's like you just erased all the years of work that myself and we've done thinking that somehow all of a sudden I'm a Trump supporter or something. You know,
it's the craziest thing.
It just blows my mind how people are quick to switch on that. But like, I've had to silence that noise because I know what's in my heart and I know what my mission and my plan is here on this earth in the name of the Lord, and I'm going to continue to fight for good, and that's all it is.
Well, thank you. And a way that you are doing that is with this amazing book that you wrote with your son.
Yes.
Now, I've had this book for 2 weeks and I just finished it because...
Girl, you know it's a picture book, right?
I know, but you know, I like to take it all in.
Girl, it only got 10 words, okay? Literally a picture book.
This is a New York middle school public education, okay? That's what you got. But it is a really beautiful book about being perfectly designed. And so talk to us about the book that you wrote with your son.
Sure, so I am perfectly designed is a mantra I used to give my kids when they were younger because they were bullied. Because we didn't have a lot of money. We grew up poor. I didn't have a lot of money. Also, their father was openly gay. And so people would tease them. My son always says because he also used to wear skinny jeans before anybody would rock them. Mm-hmm. And I remember them coming home and saying things like, I don't want to be myself, or I wish I had a different life. And that's a lot of things, a lot of people feel that way, where you feel like the grass is gonna be greener on the other side.
Yeah.
And what I want people to know is that the grass is not always green on the other side, but you should feel appreciative of the grass you have on your side. Because your grass is so beautiful. Your grass is lovely. And that's what this was about. You know, we can clap for that. Come on now.
I love that. I love that.
And so I would say you're perfectly designed, and never forget that. You're enough. And if you can say this mantra to yourself, you can quiet out the negative noise that is gonna be coming at you every day, because every single person in here has walked out of the house feeling so good in the morning. You feel cute, you feel great, you feel like I'm about to conquer this day, and then you walk into work and your boss says some stuff and you just like start to crumble. Or your mother calls you and your mother's like, oh, you still dating, doing, fill in the blank, and then all of a sudden you start to crumble. Mm-hmm. And you have to learn how to quiet those negative messages. And remember, you are perfect just as you are, and you will accomplish every single thing you deserve.
That's so good. I just lost the nail. Okay. Flying the glue. Okay. And then also, I love that because, you know, growing up, I was a little kid. I know it's hard to believe. I didn't just appear like this. But, you know, and I remember reading books as a little kid, and to see black illustration, and to see a black dad and a black son, it seems so small, but like, seeing this and reading it and touching it, I'm like, wow, this is so cool to see a black dad and a black son, just even black characters animated in a storybook that you can read with your family.
Yeah, that was really important to me for like this to really represent us, because the media would have you believe, first of all, there's no single black fathers, that black fathers don't exist anyway because they're all running out, and that is not the narrative, and that's not true.
Yeah.
There are that in white families, there's that in every family, but there's a lot of black men, also gay black men, that step up and raise their children and are there for them. And I wanted people to see that. And it's unconscious for most people because they just see this and like, oh, it's a cute book.
Oh, yeah, 100.
But unconsciously, they're receiving the message that black men can be fathers and are good fathers and raise our sons.
Girl, I love you.
I love you.
Oh. I know you have a husband. Do you have any friends? Any friends that look like you and that talk like you? And smart like you?
I do.
Okay, well, we gonna talk after the show. I need to know about you, girl. And now they can't live in LA. I need someone based in New York City because I can't have nobody trying to meet. I can't leave my people here in New York. You know what I mean? So a New York, an East Coaster is preferable.
Oh, girl, you're gonna have to stick with Godzilla then. I do not have a single. Everybody I know out here is a piece of trade that you have a good Tuesday night with, and that's it. That's it. You're not taking them home past Tuesday night.
Well, I mean, Thanksgiving is coming around. I might take them there.
Oh,
you know.
You would take a piece of trade to Thanksgiving dinner with your family?
It's only at Bob's house, girl. I don't care. I'll leave them there, girl. Ladies and gentlemen, make something for Karamo. Thank you so much for being here, Karamo. And listen, where is this available everywhere? Barnes & Noble.
It's available everywhere. You can go online or just go to my social media at Karamo, and then there's a link for it. But it's available everywhere.
And also, I saw the little, it's in Canada too, y'all. Canada.
Okay, it is.
Now, before we go, I'm giving out our tip of the week. This week's tip, I forget that every week. This week's tip goes to gay penguin power couple Sven and Magic at the Sea Life Sydney Aquarium, who are about to welcome their second chick. The pair impressed zookeepers with the neatest and largest nest in the colony and are now fostering a brand new egg. Get it, boys? Look at that. Isn't that so cute? Hello. That's all for this week. And tune in next time. And remember to always keep your currency in check. Peace. Thank you.